What up guys, Joachim here, and this video is going to talk about some things that you can do as an intermediate language learner once you kind of get past that beginner threshold area. So things that I would say are beginner resources would be like Duolingo, any of the apps that you can get. Those would be beginner kind of things, and I would get through those as quickly as possible and then try to get on to intermediate things, because you can really get bogged down in the learning process and kind of just not go anywhere for a long time by focusing heavily on those things. So even though I do think they can be good tools to use, they have a very limited shelf life on their effectiveness. So some of these same things I've talked about in the last few videos that I've put out. But today, this is just something that anyone in any language can generally find are these kind of transcripts of writings and things that are done in the language that they are learning. And it can be from almost any resource, but if it's something that's intended for language learning, that can be really beneficial because it will introduce you to a lot of vocabulary and sentence structures that you'll find helpful and appropriate to your level. It's always good to find things that are appropriate to the current level you're at, because if you don't know 100% of the vocabulary that you're being introduced to, then that can be really challenging and become disheartening or demotivational. And if you know all of it, then obviously that's going to be way too easy. So, this is what I do, though. This is one of the things that I do. This isn't the only practice that I do, but the first thing I'll do is much like when I do a lot of other programs, like I've put up things that I've done with Easy Greek, but this one, this is a program called Link, and this program's free. Not Link, but the Hellenic America Union podcast, and there's other podcasts if you speak Spanish, French, Italian. Whatever the language you're learning is, most languages have similar things like this that you can find if you search. So while you're going through those beginner language learning resources, you should kind of be thinking about what you're going to go on to do next. And things like this would be one of them. And you can typically find them on the internet. Sometimes they're old. They've been put out for a while. I know like the American FBI put out, different language learning things for a while. And those can all be beneficial, but they're in dozens and dozens of languages. So if you're learning a language that is commonly spoken in the world today, probably there's something like this that exists that you'll be able to find. So the first thing I do is I go and I may not know what's being said, but I open the transcript, and this was on a website. So I'm using Link for this, but this is actually free on a website that I found. So I just like Link because I can copy and paste. And when I'm making the flashcards, that makes it a little simpler. The PDF that pulls up for this is not made to be searchable, so I can copy or I can highlight things on it, but then when I go to copy it, it will not copy it. So that's why I don't care for using the PDF in this one, because I'm going to make flashcards with these things, and that makes it very difficult. But so the first thing I'll do is there's a transcript, and on the website for the Hellenic American website that I found, they actually had the PDF and a recording of all 80. I think there's 80 episodes of this, and I'm just going to play just a few seconds so you kind of see what it's like. It kind of has that old 80s
Greek podcast
feel to it.
From the Hellenic American Union.
Ο Ξενοφών σας μαθαίνει ελληνικά. Γεια σας. Στην προηγούμενη εκπομπή, οι φίλοι μας είπαν ποιοι είναι.
Okay, so I'm not going to play any more of that, but that's basically the first thing is I'll listen down this whole thing and try to recognize any vocabulary that I know or pick up anything, pick up the sounds. You want to have the sounds. When you go to read these things, you want to have already heard it quite a few times, and that's where listening to that first can be very helpful. Okay, so then I'm going to go through and read it and read with the help of Link. You might have to use Google Translate, or if they've provided already a by translational transcript for you, where it's like English on one side and the language that you're learning on the other, or in the event that you're watching this and English is not your first language, then your native language on one side and the target language on the other that you're learning, then you'll need that. And so Link provides that here. You may have to create that. So like some of the languages that I've studied, it was difficult to find it in English, so I had to actually like go to Google Translate or use a dictionary and actually look things up myself and try to determine what the intended meaning of these words were in the given context that they're in. So this one provides some things here. So you can see Xenophon is the name of the program, so that they're like one of the speakers. And it's like, Dimitri, don't you hear? Didn't you hear? So the lady said Dimitri twice in the recording. I just remember it because I already listened to it. But then akus, didn't you hear? I already know that word, so I'm not going to make a flashcard with that. Dimitri's Maria, esi ise, you are de seida. I did not see you. De seida. So okay, that one's a good one. De seida, and that's like I did not see you. And I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go over here to the Anki website, and I'm going to make a flashcard with it. And this will come up again here soon. So I did not see you, I think is what did we say? I did not see you. I did not see you. And I'm going to make an exclamation point so it looks the same. I did not see you, not I didn't jot see you. I get lots of typos like that. I did not see you. Okay, save. All right, so that is saved in our flashcard deck. So this is learning these things really well. So when they come up in the flashcard system, I'm already accustomed to seeing them. I've seen them, I've learned them once already, and I've heard them. So the flashcard system's just there to jog my memory and keep moving these words into my long-term memory bank. Tikanis, pupas. I know Tikanis is what are you doing? Like, what's up? And pupas is where are you going? Maybe where are you going? Okay, so pupas. I'm not gonna make a flashcard of that one because obviously I kind of know that already. Maria Miachara, a joy, I guess. I'm fine. I don't know. Nice. You, esi, perimini to metro. Perimini's waiting. Okay, I'm waiting. Perimino to metro ya na pa ospiti. I'm waiting for the train to go home. Perimini is really a word I don't know. So that one I'm going to make a flashcard for, and then I'm going to move on from the next part of this because you guys don't need to watch me make flashcards. I'm sure that's not that exciting. I'm waiting for the metro to go home. I've never taken a metro or anything like that myself. I think it kind of sounds like something that would be fun to do once. Waiting for the metro. I live in kind of it's like a suburban city area. I live outside, like right outside of kind of a big city where there's lots of buses, but most people here where I live have cars, and it's kind of urban right outside the city, so it's just not, we don't have like metros and things like that to go home. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And then, so that's not it though. So the next day, I'm going to go back out of this real quick. The next day, so you see like I bounced around a little bit. And yesterday I did number 3, Ikoyinia, which is family. And I went and listened to that again. So then tomorrow I'll listen to party, number 2, party. And then I'll move on. But I'll only listen to that transcript one more time just to see if I remember any of the vocabulary and remember what's being said. And then that's really it. That takes probably about 30 minutes maybe to go through the entire transcript and make the whole thing. And that's from a usually 5-minute transcript.
Σήμερα.
Yeah, so you can see like this one's almost 8 minutes or it's about 8 minutes. Usually 5's a kind of a good length to do, because once you get 5 minutes of spoken vocabulary, that's a lot to learn in one day. So it's good to keep them short and brief that way. And then you're making the flashcards, because the flashcards, I already went in and reviewed these for today. So you can see, like, when I go to the front page, like, there's 0 to learn in the easy Greek section. Might ought to go back and do some of these prayers and liturgy again. That's also in Greek. But yeah, so like you kind of want to go through and do those every day. And it starts to take about 30 minutes to do that as well. So if you're spending 30 minutes going through a new transcript, listening, reviewing, and then you're also doing the flashcards for review as well every day, and you get 10 new ones. You can set it to give you however many you want, but I have mine set to do 10 new ones every day. And that's a pretty good length, because that's taken me about a half hour to complete. So you get 10 new ones, and then you review however many have accumulated. So you want to make sure you know them well before you put them in. Otherwise, they start to accumulate pretty quick, because you keep saying, I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this. And then that makes the review session take a really long time. So you want to make sure that you know the stuff that you're putting into Anki before you do it. And that's really it. That's a really good language learning resource. This should take you a long way. I kind of picked up some of this from Luca Lampariello. I always mess up that guy's name. I think it's Luca Lampariano. He's Italian, and he's a polyglot, speaks a lot of languages, has a really good method. And usually he goes through Assimil, which is something I'll talk about in a different video. So I'm going to cut that off there today. You guys take it easy, and I will talk to you in a video coming very soon.